Many!
Hey everybody, Steven here. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my absolute favorite comic book character. When I was 5, I first saw him on television in a show called The Electric Company. It came on just after Sesame Street. Only the old people will remember The Electric Company. But it was live action. He never spoke. He fought the goofiest characters, the goofiest villains you can imagine. But he was there to teach kids how to spell and read and stuff. But when I was I think I was probably first grade, second grade, our school had a book sale. And in this book sale, you could get a subscription. It was only 4 issues a year. You got 1 issue every 3 months. It was Spider-Man comic with the Electric Company characters in it. Again, him fighting the goofy villains, teaching kids lessons. It was a good, wholesome comic book. But it was my gateway into comic collecting. I don't know what I did right, but my parents bought me this subscription. I got the 4 comic books. Lord only knows what happened to them. I mean, I was 5, 6 years old. I wasn't a serious collector, but the thought of buying comic books was ingrained in me at that point. And then as I got older, collecting comics is what I started doing, and it is what I still love to do today. Marvel knows how great Spider-Man is. They know that he is the GOAT for them. He is their cash cow. He is their golden goose. They know this so well that they have taken him and destroyed him. They have ripped him apart. They have diluted him so badly that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, means absolutely nothing anymore in the grand scheme of things when it comes to comic books. Nothing at all. They have created this whole Spider-Verse that is just, it's terrible. They've given people Spider-Man's powers. They've given him the name. They've given other people the look. Whether these people deserve it or not, they have given thousands, I know that's an exaggeration, thousands of other characters the Spider-Man name or power or look in some way, shape, or form. Peter Parker Spider-Man doesn't mean anything anymore. Marvel is pushing the Into the Spider-Verse movie, which will be coming out later this year. And I didn't like the first movie. There were a lot of people like, oh, the first movie's great. It's awesome. It's wonderful. No, it was terrible. It was a terrible movie, pushing the Spider-Verse, pushing the whole, death of the true Peter Parker Spider-Man, and bringing in every derivative character they could fit into this movie. And it was god-awful. And now they're going to bring even more derivatives in. And it's going to be even worse because they're going to take characters, well-established spider-type characters, and force them down people's throats, even if you don't want to hear it. And they're going to take other well-established spider characters, like Spider-Woman, who's been around since the 70s, and they're going to race swap her like they do everything else. all in just so they can make money. They know, Marvel knows, all their other comic books, all their other characters don't do near as well as Spider-Man. So they've taken him, torn him apart, and scattered him to the four corners of the Marvel Universe, and have created all these other spider derivatives in the hopes of making money. And it is done a huge disservice to the original character. Now, I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe it's the social justice writers, the low IQ dimwits that are writing for Marvel these days. They see Peter Parker as a straight white guy, and that's problematic, so they got to get rid of him and throw in every other box-checking individual they can find and make them a spider person. Could be. Maybe they just don't want to pay royalties to the original Spider-Man, and if they make as many different derivative characters of Spider-Man, then, they can spread the money out a little bit more. I don't know. For whatever reason, it has destroyed a great, great character in Spider-Man. I mean, they pushed the Miles Morales Spider-Man, and they're like, "This is next Spider-Man. I have this thing on my phone. It's an app. It's Marvel Collect by Topps. It's like a digital trading card thing. It's nothing great, but they have the Miles Morales Spider-Man card, and well, here it is. And if you look real close, they don't even call him Spider-Man. They call him Miles Morales. What good is it to have a character that looks like Spider-Man, acts like Spider-Man, but he ain't Spider-Man? He's Miles Morales. They should have called him something else. They should have given him a different name. If you want to give him similar powers, fine. Call him something different. Back in the Clone Saga, back in the 90s with Spider-Man, they had Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. Different enough. And they only used him sparingly. The only other Spider-Man that I was really into was the Spider-Man 2099 when that came out originally. That was a great idea. And he was far enough away from the original Spider-Man in that universe, you could get away with it. But this Spider-Verse is just a mess. It is just a mess of derivatives, copycats, no non-creative ideas. People in Marvel are going, well, we need a new character. What should we do? Well, let's get somebody dressed up like Spider-Man and give them his powers. Sounds great. It's worked for the other 100 characters we've done. Let's make one more. And it's not just that. They're taking Spider-Man's villains and they're giving them their own books. And they're giving the spider derivatives their own books. And now there's derivatives of the villains that are getting their own books. It is so diluted. It is so watered down. It means absolutely nothing anymore. Marvel's not the only one doing this. DC knows Batman is their only character that does any good. So, all the comic books DC puts out are either Batman, someone from the Batman family, Batman villains are getting their own comics, or we're now getting Batman derivatives. I'm looking at you, the Batman who laughs. They take it's beyond sad that they have to do this. That Marvel has to take the character that is most well known, that is most beloved by people, and just tear him down. They put him through a shredder, and they've taken bits and pieces of him, and they've given them to people who don't deserve the name or the power. The writers don't deserve to write these books. It's just a huge mess. It's a huge mess. I know people are gonna go watch this new Spider-Man movie, in Into the Spider-Verse, and they're gonna come out and they're gonna say, "Oh, this is great. It was wonderful. It's this, it's that." Allow me to be one of the few dissenting voices coming out now and saying, "No, I'm noping out now. I'm not even going to watch it. It's the Spider-Verse is a mess in the comic books. Putting it out as a movie is just going to make it even worse." It's just my opinion. It's my humble opinion on a character that I've loved ever since I was 5 years old, almost 40 some years ago. I put my parents' money down on a comic book that got me to this point. I mean, I love Spider-Man so much, I thought being a superhero could be an actual job for me. I told my teacher when I was in first, second grade, I want to be a superhero when I grow up. And then I realized that's not a viable option. So I started writing books about them. Anyway, Marvel should be ashamed for what they're doing to Spider-Man. DC should be ashamed for what they're doing to Batman. And the people who are perpetuating this, well, you should be ashamed as well. You are part of the problem, taking a great character like Spider-Man and killing him off in ways you don't even realize. But again, just my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion. Please let me know in the comments. Am I right on? Do you guys think I'm okay with this, or am I way off base? And more Spider-Man, the better. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate your comments, good or bad. Everybody has an opinion, and I want to hear yours. You've listened to mine. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed to this channel, that we can keep coming back and talking comics and things. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.